pleasure to welcome to the stage the 14-time World Finals champion, Tom Meents, Max D. You know, Tom, it felt really good to say that. They don't usually ever let me make the big introductions.
And spot on. You're spot on the whole time.
Well,
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Just like you have for the last 31 years, that's for sure. So the big thing that I think a lot of these young folks don't know is that for you, it really started in the mud. You and your dad out there mud racing and just trying the craziest combinations and making it work.
It did. You know, we never had any idea, that we would ever get somewhere cool. We were just having fun, you know. Me, Dad, and the family, anybody we could get to go with us for free. We just had a lot of fun out there, you know, playing in mud, racing mud. You know, fortunately along the way, we met great people. They helped us get into monster trucks. Paul Schaefer is, you know, #1 on that list with Monster Patrol. And to be able to have so much fun for 31 years, it's been the best thing ever for me. You know, there's a lot of other successful things people do, but for me it was Monster Jam, you know, and that's been the most fun, the most invigorating. That's lit my fire for so long, and every time I went out there I gave it my all. That's all I could do. That's all I wanted to do. Wide open every time.
And you know, I think that's the thing that really resonates with a lot of people. The first time I met you in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, you know, you were so generous with your knowledge. You're asking me questions. He's asking me questions about my family and my background and where I came from when I'm supposed to be the one interviewing him. And, you know, I think that's the thing that sometimes you miss is that, like, while you've had a lot of fun and you've had a lot of accolades, we have all been impacted by the things that you do. And I think everyone here has some kind of Max D memory. And so what's it like for you to hear people come up to you and say what impact they've had on your life?
Oh yeah, it's epic, you know. Just every one of them, even like today, meeting so many fans again, seeing all their pictures, everything they bring to the table, and they say, you remember this shot, you remember that shot, and they're literally, you know, just 2 foot tall. And now to see them all these years later, they're all growing up, they're bringing their kids. It's really special.
And you've always been generous with your time, with your knowledge, with hosts, with drivers, with all those people out there. And this is kind of a transition for you. You know, we're not going to see you on the track, but you're going to see you on the sidelines. And it's great for me because I'm going to get to spend more time with you on the sidelines as you're coaching and spending more time at Monster Jam University.
It is. You know, that's very, very big, important part of my life. It's so cool today to be able to pass knowledge on to the young drivers and athletes and so many of our great performers now. I mean, it really gives me another sense of coolness, you know, to be able to see them succeed. Just to see these great men and women succeed out on the track, that makes it even more special for me.
When you've had a hand in mentoring a couple drivers that we're going to bring up here. So we see Cody Saucier. You didn't mentor Jamie Gardner, though, and he's a little salty about that. And so we want to hear for some people who have been impacted and who you've been able to impact. Come on up here, Jamie. We want to hear, what's this beef about Tom not coaching and mentoring?
Wait a minute. What is this, the roast of Tom Meents? Is
Not
that
yet.
what this is?
Well, that's a great idea. Somebody needs to make that happen.
You know, you trained my son, you trained my wife.
I know, you couldn't train her.
Well, that was the problem, but you know, you trained my whole family, but you never would train me. So every weekend I thought, you know what, I'm going to start blowing smoke on you just to give you an idea of, you thought I liked you. You thought we were buddies. Dude, I was doing that out of aggravation. You know, every weekend I figure fans were like, hey, man, them guys must be pretty tight buddies. Buddy, it wasn't over buddies. It's like, man, you wouldn't train me, you wouldn't help me. Was your friend was going to beat you every weekend or what?
I need to try to help you all I can today in the high jump competition. You know, the winning foot is the right foot, so put it all the way to the floor. Got it?
Well, that's exactly what I plan on doing. Right foot to the floor, but, you know, I've been trying to watch Ryan figure out this brake check thing. So I was kind of hoping once we get here, maybe once you could try to help me. Not my son, not my wife, but me. Let's try to help Jamie Gardner win something, you know? But, you know, kind of the best part about all of it is you've been a mentor for so many people. You mean so much to so many people, like myself, my son, you know, Cody, Mark Cole, you know, all these guys would have never been in Monster Jam without you. You brought the light to a lot of us. You've helped so many of us out that it's been amazing. And to say that you are my friend is one of the best things in the world. You know, it's every weekend I couldn't wait to come to a show to get to hang out with you, go to dinner every night. You know, me and Tom Dixon would be like, hey, where's Meents and us going to dinner at? You know, and we just been rocking it out ever since. You know,
yeah, but the coolest part about that is almost all the time you bought dinner. That was the best part about it.
I figured after training Zach and training Deidre, you know, I kind of owed you that. But, you know, I come up with something, and I thought, you know, how do I pay Tom Meents back for everything he's ever done for me, my family, let alone the Monster Jam family? Monster Jam, you are Monster Jam, dude. You have trained so much of us. You have helped so many of us. So between me, your daughter, Mark Cole, all the Paxton people, I come up with something special with your daughter. And, buddy, right there it is. Oh. I hope you know how much we love you. That boy right there has dedicated a month and a half to me to get that ready to rock and roll for this place right here, just so the Monster Jam fans could see where you started.
So, Hannah, I know that you worked hand in hand with Jamie to make this happen. And so to see the Shake Me, where it all started, where Tom and his dad started, this legacy, what does it mean to see this out here for your dad?
Everything. This is amazing. This is probably the best thing I think we could have done for him. The memories with that machine and my grandpa, he'll never forget those. And I'm so thankful for Jamie. He came up with this idea. He pitched it to me in St. Louis, and we immediately got to work and figured out what we needed to do, where to find it. And him and Mark Cole were amazing in putting this together. So.
Jamie, I know that you were trying to orchestrate, you know, this surprise. I think it turned out better than any of us could have ever imagined.
Dude, this is awesome. We wanted to do it in front of all the Monster Jam family. Monster Jam is all about family. You know, we bring our kids to this. We grow up in it. You know, we all live Monster Jam. When me and her talked in St. Louis, we started pulling this together. I truly didn't know if we'd ever get it done. You know, trying to sneak around behind his back and figure out where this thing was hid. So I finally she contacted the old boy that bought it from him, and he explained to me, man, when I bought this from Tom, I was told I could never sell it to no one else. So I gave him my pitch of what I wanted to do, how I was going to do it, and the guy finally ended up deciding to sell it to me with a lot of help from Hannah. Gave Mark Cole the money. We traveled up Illinois. We got this thing picked up. Man, it was some pieces. I got a body, got my painter to start kind of matching, duplicating everything that we needed to do with it. And right here she sits. Without Mark Cole, you know, there's a lot of people in Paxton to help pull this together.
Tom?
I don't know what to say. I'm totally floored. I wanted to get it back. I wanted to restore it to all its beauty. You know, I had that dream for a while, but man, these guys and all their work, they just shortcutted the whole process. I mean, it's tearing me up. The only thing I want to know is, hopefully it runs and I'll make a rip in it tonight.
Yeah, what do you think? Okay, so before we leave the stage, you know, this is where it started. What's your favorite memory in Shake Me?
Honestly, probably, you know, just going to Pittsburgh. You know, the first time we ever were on TV, we were on ESPN. And back then, you know, everybody had cable, but there was like 8 cable stations. So when you made it on ESPN, you were hot. That was a big deal, you know. And we got that great opportunity. And in Pittsburgh, Friday night, we went out of bounds. And me and my dad were there, and we were pretty upset, and I was upset. We went out of bounds. We got no money. I'm like, Dad, I don't even know how we're going to get home, you know. And, you know, to come back the next night, and I'm like, I'm going wide open all the way. No matter how squirrely it is, how crooked it is, we're going straight out the big end. We went out the big end all right, rolled over into the safety net, and we got a good win out of it, you know. But that's really probably the favorite memory is, you know, when I look at that, I think of my dad. And, you know, he'd be smiling right now. And that's all there is to it. He would be blown away. And I know he is. I know he's rolling over in his grave.
Mark, you spent a lot of time on the road with Tom, a lot of time in the shop in Paxton. What did it mean for you to be able to be a part of this, to make it come to fruition for Tom?
I'm honored. I mean, Tom's like another dad to me. Yeah. So when Jamie come up with this idea in Indy, it was awesome. But you have no idea how hard it is to build this thing when he lives 6 miles from me, and he's building a home 3 miles from me. And he said, "Hey, I'm going to come by your shop and bring you something." I said, "I'll just come to you." And I've worked with my doors shut for about a month and a half, 2 months. So this is awesome. And Bill Meents meant a lot to me as well. And this car was in pieces. I had no clue what went where. I had a chain, because it's chain driven. I was 4 foot long. And I said, "Bill, I need a little bit of help." And I worked on that car, and I had no problems. So I know he was there. I'm honored to do it. Tom is an awesome guy. He's always been there for me. When my mom died, when I had cancer, he said, "I'll do whatever you want, man. I'm here for you." And I love him to death. And I've won 4 championships with him. And this right here is full circle for me. So, Tom, I really appreciate you, your family, Hannah for finding this car and getting involved. And it's just awesome that all these fans can finally see him go out. He's not going out. He's just sitting. He's changing roles. He's been in it for 30 years. He's the best. You're never going to catch 14 championships. I don't care who you are. This man is the only guy that will have 14 world championships right here.
A very fitting send-off for your driving career, Tom. We can't wait to see who you're going to coach to the next 4 championships that we're going to see crowned here today.
I know. This is crazy. All I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you. That's it, man. Wow.